Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the session number 10 of ABAP debugging made easy from basic to advanced. In today's session, we are going to learn how we can test a BAPI without writing a single line of code. That means we are not going to call a BAPI from the program and then we are going to write the BAPI transaction commit. Both the function module, let's suppose you have to create a purchase order, BAPI PO create one. This is a BAPI to create a purchase order. To create a material order, the material number, BAPI material save data, to create a material into different plants. That means to extend into multiple plant material, we use the BAPI material save replica, right? So you can use any BAPI for the testing purpose. And after that, you can run a BAPI transaction commit from a program in order to save the data, right? So that both function module, how we can call that we are going to see. Okay, how to save data in a BAPI? Very simple way we are going to see. We are going to explore all the debugger settings. How to debug a system program, of course, using by enabling the system debugging, right? How to get the exception object information if the catch into a statement is not there. I will show you how to get a stack across the sessions. Whenever you call a program under the submit or under the call transaction, a different session gets called and then your previous stack get lost. So how to get the previous stack even though like you have called a different program under the submit or under the call transaction. I will show you in more detail, don't worry. Okay, then also how to debug the control framework. This also let's go and discuss in more detail. But before going ahead, let's have a quick recap of what we have done in our last session. In last session, we have seen how to debug a background job using the infinite loop. And also we have seen how to debug an active work process, right? We have also seen like how to use the debugger script if you have to trace a program. That is very good. Like, or if you have to find any database table where it's getting updated, then that also very much useful, this debugger scripting. Not only this, but there can be a lot of use cases. For example, like how to put the watch point on field symbol, because directly won't be able to put the watch point on field symbol. So debugger script is the way how you can create the watch point on a field symbol. So for that, I shared the reference video also. You can just go and check it out. And then fine. Then let's go ahead. I'm going to take one BAPI over here. Any BAPI, for example, let's go and take the SE37. Okay. So here we have the BAPI material save data. Just assume like if you simply create this BAPI material save data, or maybe you can check one program over here, or if any program you check generally, just put the cursor over here, click on this where used list and give the range. Just I want to check in if someone has created in some custom package, or uh, so I can show you like how the BAPI is going to get called. Right, click on this OK button, and here some of the places you can see that people have created. So maybe let's go and check out this one. So here you can see that after calling this BAPI material save data, he is calling BAPI transaction commit, right? Again, in the other program also, you can see the same kind of stuff. Like, so whenever we call a BAPI, generally what's the practice is that we execute the commit work. And in order to execute the commit work, it's a general practice that we use the BAPI transaction commit. Okay. Now, if you have to test this particular BAPI, right, and you have to run this both the function modules so that you can make sure that your data is getting saved properly because you are performing a testing, not only on BAPI. Let's suppose if you have to perform a sequence of function module, how you can do that. So for that purpose, we have a very good tool given by SAP, Just go here on the top, okay, here, and click on this function module, and then click on this execute, and here you will get one option, test sequence. Okay, how I did over here in the function module, I went into execute, and here I went into the test sequence. Okay, so this is how the option you can use for the purpose of performing the test of any kind of sequence function module or any kind of BAPI. So now I'm going to use the BAPI material save data over here. So basically you don't have to put it over here, you have to put it over here. Give this BAPI and other BAPI which you want to run BAPI transaction commit. I want to. If you want to use other BAPI also, in the sequence you can use. But for me, as of now, this is sufficient. Click on this execute button. The first BAPI material save data in the sequence, it was first, it got called, right? Now you can prepare the data over here and then you can run it, right? So already I have prepared some data. This is the this is what I have prepared already. So this is the material number, this is the industry sector, this is the material group, this is the this is what this is the basic view, right? So we are creating the basic view for this particular material. So like how to call the BAPI and all, right? So using the same concept, using the same knowledge, we have populated this head data over here. Client data, we are passing it over here, right? 1200 is for the material group. This is for the unit of measure, right? And like that, all the required data we have passed. And now just click on this execute button. Okay, what I will do that I will change this material number. Okay, some ABAP debugging. I'm giving the name of the material like this. Okay, so that it will be the new one and it will be getting created. Okay, execute this one and come down, just come down and see the message. So here message, you can see that the material this has been created or extended, right? You can see that this message, that material has been created or extended, fine, but you have to save, right? So you have to perform the BAPI transaction commit. So once you click on this back button, automatically the second function module, that means the second BAPI transaction commit in the sequence we have put, that will get called after this. Okay, so see here, BAPI transaction commit got called. Okay, just execute this one and you can see that execution is now completed, and now the data would have been saved into the database /OMM03, and that particular material we can go and check it out. Okay, so just go back, and I missed that what was the material, but at last we have put ABAP debugging, something like that. See here, this got created. All right, press enter, and the basic view we have created, and this is what the material got created. Did you understand how to test the two or more than two BAPI sequentially without writing a single line of code, right? That's what this particular point we have. If you understood, type yes in the chat box. Now the second point, how to save test data in a BAPI. Here in this BAPI, you can see that BAPI material save data, right? In this BAPI, if you go and create a single value for the set data and all these things, it's going to take the time, right? So if you have to create the variant, or let's suppose you are debugging one program, you are debugging one big program. Okay, you are debugging a big program. Let's suppose this is one program and the length of this program is very big. Let's suppose 10,000 codes, 20,000 codes, like that. Okay, and there one BAPI is getting called, BAPI material save data. Okay, what you want to debug this program You are facing some issue and you want to debug this program. And basically what you are finding that the problem you can identify inside this BAPI only, right? So let's suppose you have to debug it 10 times, 20 times like that. And every time you are going inside the BAPI and you have to debug, right? So why not to execute a standalone every time this BAPI and debug over there, right? For that purpose also, you can save the test data from this program. How to do that? Let's put the breakpoint over here, press F8, and the data we have to select. Already I have created the variant. Let's select from here and click on this execute button. Okay, and here the BAPI material save data, it's coming. Let's go inside. Okay, let's go inside. And already if you see that under this local, their parameter head data, right? Double click on this head data, this value, this value, this value. So like that, the multiple parameter might be getting populated in the different scenario, right? So here material group and base unit of measure we are passing, correct? So the way we are calling the BAPI, we are calling it over here, and the way we debug, we went into inside by pressing the F5 inside this BAPI. Now we want to debug this BAPI standalone. For that we require to have the same data. So for that purpose, what you can do that, click on this particular settings, here, and here you have one beautiful, very useful, very nice option, and it's going to save a lot of time. Basically save parameters as test data, right? Remember this option, it's going to be helpful. Click on this button, give the name of the variant, ABAP debugging demo session. So I've given the name of that particular variant, and now you can go and execute your BAPI with the same record every time. Okay, and you can debug. So go to SE37 and you will see that your variant would have been created successfully. See here, ABAP debugging demo session, your variant got created, right? See the same data, it's coming over here. And now you can debug this BAPI standalone directly instead of getting executed from the report, right? So did you understand this concept, guys? Just put yes if you understand, right? Just put yes or just write useful if you found this particular concept, this particular tips useful. Okay, now let's go to the ABAP debugger, all debugger settings. Okay, so we will see one by one all the settings. /n mm02 standard transaction to change the material. Come here, select this one, /h, activate the debugger, change something, click on the save button. And now you have the different option under the, under this here, under the settings, basically change debugger profile or settings. So we are going to talk about these options. What are these options stand for? Okay, so the very first option is the system debugging. That means this is going to use to debug the system program. Already we have seen many times, right? To debug the system program. Okay, second option, update debugging, we know already. TRFC, the background job. If any function module is going to get called in the background, like call function module in background task, okay, that if you want to debug, Okay, this is going to be useful. I will show you there are two ways to debug the background, the TRFC basically. Okay, so if the first way is not going to work, this way you can use. Yes, ESI debugging, I don't know exactly how it is going to be used. Never use this one. Okay, shared objects, this also I have not explored the ESI and shared objects. Now here, close debugger after continue F8 and role area end. Okay, not sure about this. This one, copy session breakpoint automatically. What does it mean? Copy session breakpoint automatically. So the meaning of this means what happens that uh, let's suppose just remove this one. Okay, remove this one. And now what will happen that I have saved also, right? I'm just making sure that I'm going to save this copy session breakpoints automatically. I have remove that particular check mark. Okay, let's close this. Go here in some small program just to show you in a simple way. So here let me open this, and we will put the breakpoint somewhere, taking some time. Yeah, got open, and let's put the breakpoint over here. See, this is the session breakpoint automatically got created over here. Now if you directly run this one, let's see, observe if you run this one. Okay, is it getting stopped? I have put the breakpoint, but did it stop over there? Can you tell me yes or no? Right, it didn't stop. See, we have put the breakpoint over here. When we are executing this one, it's not getting stopped. You might be thinking that it is not coming under the flow, but see, after a start of selection, this is the first statement. It must come under the flow. Why it's not getting stopped, right? Why it's not getting stopped? The reason behind that particular settings, where the option was that this particular session breakpoint should be have like a debugger breakpoint, I have removed. That's why it is not getting called. Okay, so let's go and enable once again. So /h and press F8 and go to the settings, change debugger profile, and come over here and select this option, copy session breakpoint automatically. So you have to, it's going to now copy that session breakpoint and put as a debugger breakpoint. Okay, click on the save button. And so sometimes, like, if you are thinking that why it's not getting stopped, you can check this option as well. Generally by default it's going to get checked this always. Okay, but by mistake or something like that, if you remove this one, it will not work. Okay, so activate the debugger, and now if you press F8, see, and go here and execute this time, and this time you can see that it got stopped. Why? Because now we have enabled. So this is the first option, this copy session breakpoint automatically. You understood what it stands for. It copies the session breakpoint to debugger breakpoint. So to stop the debugger must be, you must have the debugger breakpoint, right? The debugger breakpoint is what? The debugger breakpoint, the breakpoint which we create inside the debugger session. So this session is currently debugger session. So now if you click on this button, this is your debugger breakpoint. So automatically this session breakpoint is now behaving as a debugger breakpoint. Why? Because that option we have selected. Okay, so these all things we have discussed in the first class itself. What is the debugger breakpoint? What is the session breakpoint, right? Now the second option, always create exception object. What does it mean? Always create exception object. See, let's see if we have some SC38 and do one thing. In this program itself, we are going to create one exception. Just simply write one simple code under the startup selection, try and end try, and data x equals to anything divided by 0 will be going into the exception. Very simple and popular, stuff. So catch cx uh, root, correct? Cx root, check the syntax and activate this one. So now if you are going to put the breakpoint over here, press F8 and maybe this particular code, fine. Let me comment this one. I don't want to go much inside. Activate this one, press F8, just press F8. See here, it's coming and it will go into now exception. So once it will go into exception, see here, exception is getting caught over here. But what's the value of exception object, right? Why actually it's coming the exception, you are not able to identify at this moment. We know as anything divided by 0, but assume a scenario where you don't know what happens inside a function module, what happens inside any particular class, all right? And there you are getting any exception, and that exception is getting caught like this, right? And you want to analyze what happens, right? So that's the reason how we write the code. Basically, that's the region how we write the code. Whenever we write this, we write the into clause into data lv root lr root, and here uh, like you will be able to understand what's the problem. lr underscore root get text. Okay, so just activated this one, and again let's put the breakpoint, press F8, run this one. See here the control has come, and now press F6 and it got caught this time. And here you can see that here the lr root, now this object got created, and with the help of this you can see that what was the problem. Okay, text id, previous kernel, all these things. See here the compute int 0 divide, this is a kernel error id, and the text also you will see in some structure. Okay, so cx dynamic check, cx size 0 divide, right? cx. So it will go inside that this particular method, come over here, see this division by 0. So this is the problem, like, and that's the reason like we generally, whenever we get any exception, we catch the exception into the object and then we write the text. You have the two option, get text, it will tell you the short text, and we have the long text option also in this method that will give you the more detail about that error, right? So this also you can use, correct? This also you can use it. But what if like you forgot to give this one, you forgot to give this one, and you forgot to give this one, and you are there in the production system, right? You are not here in the development. You will go and quickly write this code, and you will come to know that what's the actual issue, right? Would you like to know how to find this error in the debugger itself? Just type yes if you want to know this one. Press F8. Good. Thank you, Lakshmi. You are willing to learn. Other people also, I think. Yes, very good. Let's go and see that. Run this one once again. And what you have to do that, go to the settings, change the debugger settings or profile. And here you have this option, always create exception object. Okay. Automatically it will create the exception object. Okay. Now click on this OK button. And now if you press F6, here you will observe two extra button for the object. Okay. Press F6 and just observe over here. Display trigger location, last exception object, right? Last exception object. Just click on this last exception object, and here, without writing any code, short text division by 0, you came to know what was the problem over here. Okay, so this is what you can follow the approach into the production system. So here you click and you can go and analyze once again. Fine. Now other option, you understood this, how to use this exception object. And cross role area stack, very important. This is very important. Let me show you why it is important. Okay, first try to understand some basic concept. Okay, whenever, let's suppose this is one main program is there. In this main program you are using the call transaction, any call transaction. Let's suppose mm01 or me21 and anything. Okay, you are using the BDC. This is what? This is BDC. Any BDC call if you are doing, or you are using the submit statement. So submit another program. Let's suppose ZABC test program, some another program you are submitting. Okay, so some another program you are submitting, or maybe you might be getting return also. Anything is okay. Okay, so this main program is calling the call transaction. This main program can call the call transaction, or after calling the call transaction, maybe the main program will be using the submit statement also. Okay, so whenever main program is going to call the call transaction or submit statement, what happens that this mm01, this mm01 call gets executed in a different internal session. Okay, so main program is having its own memory session. This is the main program. When the main program is going to get started, it's having the main memory session, right? And when you are calling the BDC mm01, then what happens that the another session gets created for the mm01, and because you are debugging, so your control flows inside the mm01, and then you will be able to see the active stack into the current internal session only. So it happens with the mm01 also, or any kind of call transaction, or it can happen with the submit also. When you are going to submit any program, that also creates the separate, that also actually create the separate what? It is also going to create the separate memory area. So that's why whenever you are going to call any transaction using BDC technique, or you are going to submit a program, then they were having their own internal memory, and the previous stack you will not be able to see. What I mean to say, basically, come over here and let's see one program here, and we will do one thing. We will write one submit statement. Okay, so maybe here we can write here. Already I have written this submit statement. We are submitting one program, Z ABAP debug new syntax. This particular program we have seen in past, right? This Z debug ABAP, this program, right? This program to how to debug the new syntax. Okay, so activate this one, and put the breakpoint over here and run this one. And here, see, what is a stack? A stack is nothing but this. This is known as a stack. A stack gives very good idea about how the flow of program was. And let's suppose here you are finding some variable incorrect. Here, let's suppose at this moment here you are finding some variable value is wrong, and their link is there from the previous stack, again the previous stack. So this stack information is going to be very, very helpful in order to identify the backtrack. So if you have to backtrack, again, like this, you can go here, right? Then you can go back, and you can track back. Like if you are not able to identify the region, how it's going to get your variable wrong, and if their link is there from the previous stack, right, some previous function module or previous program, there you can go and you can navigate. So for example, if I double click over here, see here it's telling that stack navigation only possible in the current session, right? Stack navigation only possible in the current session. That means after submitting this particular report, before submitting this report, so system submit this report basically, and then you are able to see this. Okay, these many stuff has happened. Okay, these many. If you don't want to go inside all these things, if you want, if you are interested in checking the current session itself, what you can do that, see here, I'm just taking the screenshot and I will put into Paint. So what you can do, go here and remove that check. Okay, remove this check, cross role area stack active, just remove, just click on the save button. Okay, and now let me just remove this annotation. Yeah, it got removed. Once again, once again you restart. Okay, so just I have pressed F8 and waiting to get the output. Okay, so that's fine. Come here, just go back, run it once again, and this time you can see that only the two layer you are able to see over here. One is stack, this one, and another is this one. All right, why? Because we have removed that particular option. Okay, why? Because we have removed that particular option. If you didn't understand, nothing to worry. Let me start once again fresh. Just see here, at this moment only this PI screen 1000 and start of selection, this you are able to see. This is the current program, right? So it is showing you the stack of the current session. Now here I'm submitting one new program, so I'm pressing F5 over here, pressing F5. See, I pressed F5 and I went inside this. Now you can see that the previous program information is not showing this. it is showing only the current program information, correct? So if you want to see like how from the previous program it has come over there, right? That particular option is going to be very much useful. Okay, so what we can do, that we can enable that option, and the second time when you are going to run, then you will be able to see that. Okay, so just enabled this one and click on the save button. Okay, and now press F7 and just restart this, run this and run this one. See, because that option we have enabled, okay, because that option we have enabled, what happens, the current program also, the Z ABAP debug program also, it's a, last time how it was showing, last time it was showing only 35 number and 36 number last time, but the current program only, okay, the current program only, but now it's showing the all the previous things what happened with this. Okay, so this is what, and now if you go inside this one also, the new program, their stack information also it will show, means this program will also be there inside the stack. So press F5 and you can see that Z ABAP debug program is also there, and this is also there. Last time only this was there. Okay, so if you want to get all the stack information across the role area, okay, that's the option you have to check, and then you will be able to understand how the exactly flow of the program was, and this is going to be helpful extremely. And wherever you are able to see in the blue color, it is mostly like a system program. If you double click over here, the navigation only possible in the current session. See, since navigation is not possible outside of the session. See, so because this was a different internal session, and when the submit program, our program, the previous program, Z ABAP, submit report, this Z ABAP debug program got called, then one new session got created, again one submit, using the submit option, this got called submit report, right? Another, this new session got created. So this is how, like, if you have to identify the previous session, you have to enable that particular option and you will be able to identify the stuff. Okay, fine, and good, let's go now, and hope you understood what I'm trying to tell. Okay, let's go and see some more other option. Cross role area stack we have seen. Control framework, automation controller always process request in synchronization. What does it mean? What happens that go to AC38 and one program already I have written this one. Let me explain. This is a module pool program. Okay, if you go here and go to AC80, we have created some screens and all, so I have just clicked on the display button. It's taking some time. Let's be click on this. I've clicked on this button so that we will go into the object navigator. That means in AC80 transaction. See here, module pool, right? So this is a module pool program. Here you can see that we have created one screen in this particular module pool 9001, the screen number. Okay, and for 9001 screen number, under the PBO, we have written this particular create object editor container. We have created one container, and then the text editor we are assigning to that, and when you are going to run this, so PBO I have shown you right now. Let me show you the PAI also. What's the code is there in the PAI? In the PAI, from the text editor control, we are getting the text here, and we are, giving the information over here. Okay, so what we will do, that we'll put the breakpoint over here, and now let me show you where that particular option is going to be helpful. Just run that. Here you give some value, ABAP debugger control framework testing. Control framework testing. So what you should know that CLGUI flush is the class which is part of control framework, and there are two methods which are heavily used means very frequently used. You would have seen CLGUI flush, CLGUI not flush. This is this one, CFW, actually control framework, CFW. This is the class CFW, and this is having one static method called flush, and another method CL underscore GUI underscore CFW dispatch. We are mainly going to have the concern about this method. Okay, so this method basically we use in order to achieve the greater and better performance. For having the, if you are using the control framework, like so control framework means what? This text editor control, the HTML control, like that. So this is a text editor control I am using over here in order to put large number of character value, right? All these value, or maybe you have to write some paragraph, right? So like that. So if you click on this save button, okay, SciUcom will be saved, right? Function assigned, function code assigned with the save button is save, correct? Now click on this, and here it's coming, right? It's going to get the text stream over here. At this moment, you can see that here ABAP debugger control framework testing, the value which if we have written over there, it's coming with the help of this one, okay, in this. So let me do one thing. I missed to remove that setting, basically remove this one, remove this, just run it once again, click on this save button. So now if you see here, it's already there. Let me check it once again, what I have done with that settings, if it is removed or not. So it's removed, okay, so that is one good thing. Press F8. Let's go back. Please mute from your side if you are not speaking. Okay, so here press F8, run this, give some value, something. Let me mute everyone just a second. Yeah, something testing, and click on this save button. This time you just observe, press F6, and here in the text, can you see that, like this method, we have called this particular object method get text stream, and it's not getting that particular text, right? This is the normal behavior. This is what it should have. This is not the unwanted behavior. This is fine. This is what it should happen, and that is how we are going to get performance. So what happens, let's suppose you have the 10 text editor, 10 text editor area created on that particular screen, on the selection screen. So if we're going to get all the text and here display one by one, what happens from the front end? You are going to get the data at backend. That means at the application server layer, right? From the GUI, you are going to get the data at the application server layer. So if you have attended the object-oriented programming course, there we have discussed in very much detail, right? Or in module pool section also, I think we have discussed, but I'm sure about the object-oriented, there in more detail we have discussed. Just recall that, the same concept, right? In order to improve the performance, what we use, the control framework, two methods, flush and dispatch. Here we are talking about the flush. Here we are talking about the flush, this one, CLGUI CFW flush method. So you can see that the text value is not coming. Why? Because control framework behaves like that. Okay, when that value in this will come, when this flush method is going to get called, then from selection screen to application server, data will flow. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell, if you have not attended those sessions, let me make it little clear. Let's suppose this is your selection screen. Selection screen means where you are giving the input, right? Where I'm writing the text. So selection screen here you have where you are giving the input. So here you have the multiple text control, like multiple area you have created for giving the input, multiple area for input. So this is your front end. This is your SAP GUI. This is your SAP GUI. This is your SAP GUI. Now you have to send those data to the application server, because program executes where? At the application server layer, right? So you are going to send your data to the application server. So see, if you run this method, and every time, so one day, let's suppose here we have created one area, this one for input, another area, this one for input, another area for this one for input, another area for this one for input, and we are going to call this particular uh, method only to get the data from here to data. Here some data is there, here some data is there, here some data is there, here some data is there. Let's just assume, right? When that method is going to get called, it will pass this one, again control will go back, right? Again that method is going to get called, again it will get it, right? So you can see that it is going to get time consuming, right? It's going to get, because of the round trip, because of the round trip, the time is going to get consumed. From here the control will go here, right? When this method is going to get called the first time for this one, right? The value will come and shift it over here, again the control will go over here, right? So what SAP has done, that they will put it everything over here in a queue. When you are going to call this method, they will put this particular value in a queue over here. It will copy and put it over here in some queue. This value also, it will, when the another method for this will come, it will put it over here, again it will put it over here, again this one also will put it over here. So it will put into a queue. There is a queue. Okay, this is known as the automation queue. This is known as the control framework automation queue. So here your data is going to basically present in the queue. Okay, and when the system encounter this particular flush method, all these are going to get flushed and the value will be populated over here. Okay, so let me show you. At this moment you can see that in the text there is no value, right? Similarly, just assume you have written multiple code to populate the multiple text value like this. Okay, currently only one text editor control we are having, right? So that's why we are writing only once. Okay, press F6, and here message text, there is nothing at this moment, right? There is nothing at this moment. So you can see that nothing is coming. Click on this OK button, and now You can see that I'm going to see, just observe over here, something testing, something testing. So the control here, the message text type a I and size of RC not equal to 0. And when we executed this one, the something testing got execute, right? That value got populated over here. Okay. So once again, let me show you. Let me show you once again. Just press F8. So that is the beauty of that particular, uh, so let me make it more clear. What we will do, that particular CLGUI flush, we are going to put it before so that I can show you, pretty printer, just to activate this one, activate this one. Okay. Now come here and execute this. Give some value, that control framework, control framework debugging. Okay. I will use it for control framework debugging. One second, let me paste it over here. Yeah. Now click on this save button. F6, F6, F6. You can see there is no value, right? As soon as you will come over here in this flush, just observe. And here you can see that control framework debugging value got populated after execution of this flush, right? So see, in debugging here, like, you want to check out the value in real time. You don't want to wait for the flush to get executed. In debugging, you want to check this value should be populated the time when this method gets called, so that you will be able to analyze better. See, all the codes is going to get run and then you are going to execute the flush statement. You might not be able to visualize better. All right. So for that purpose, what we can do, that we can go to the settings, change debugger, and control framework automation controller always processes request synchronously, right? That means whenever you are going to get call, it will give you the data at that time itself. You can enable this one. Okay. So let me run it once again and just /h, save this one and come over here, go to the settings, change debugger profile and tick this one, tick. Okay, you have to enable and just save it or click on this OK. So what's the difference between save and clicking on OK? Saving means it will permanently saved. Okay, and OK means only for this particular session. If you click on this OK, only for this particular debugger session it will be active. Okay, so I'm clicking on this OK. It based upon your requirement, you click on the save or OK button. Okay, click on this OK, and this time you will realize after execution of this, the data into the text will come at that time itself, but data is already coming over here because uh, this is a global variable, and this global variable data because already was populated and session was not clear, so that's why it's already there. So let's restart. Let's restart. Come over here and we are going to restart it. Just to go back, and we are going to now restart. Execute this, give that value, click on the save button, and see the text is now not there, right? Now if you execute this one, can you tell me, let's see that settings is still enabled or not. Yeah, it's still enabled, right? So now if you execute, is the value going to come now or not? Here itself, yes or no? Yes or no? Is that value going to come now or not? If you understand this concept, give the answer, fast. Okay, and let's press F6 and you will see that the value got populated here itself. You don't have to wait for the flush. Okay, so that's the meaning of that particular option. Okay, good. So now another option, check sorting before read binary search. Very useful option. Sometimes what happens, a fresher developer, okay, forget to check the check the sorting before the binary search. So for example, let's suppose, let's quickly go and create one program. Okay, /n sc38 and ABAP debug program. And here we are getting the data, right? Here we are getting some data. And before displaying the data, just simply I'm going to write, one read statement over here. Read it underscore Mara. Read table it underscore Mara. Okay. And then what? With key Matner equals to some value, let's suppose 100, something like that. Okay, I have given it over here. And I have also used the binary search addition over here. Check the syntax over here, right? It should be fine. There should not be any issue at this moment. System is a bit slow. Okay. Just transporting no fields using. Check the syntax, activate this one. Activate this. And here you are reading this, correct? Just to see, like, I want to show you that there is no sort statement used for this particular loop. See here, there is no sort, correct? There is no sort for this it underscore Mara. So there it's that particular option is going to be very much helpful. ROH/H and execute this one. So this option, right, it's crystal clear. Check sorting before read binary search. So whenever it's now going to perform this read, okay, then it will check if this it underscore Mara is sorted with the Matner or not, because on Matner we are searching, right? So whenever you are going to use the binary search, it is 100% mandatory that your table should be sorted on the field with the where condition field. So Matner is the where condition field over here. So this it underscore Mara must be sorted with the Matner, right? Basic ABAP concept, correct? So here we have seen that it's not sorted, right? We have seen that it's not sorted. So what we are going to do that, in order to understand that particular option, just select this. So once I will show you without selecting this. So without selecting this, if you just do, then what will happen? It will not give you any error or something like that. Just save it. You can see there is nothing, there is no error, right? Now let's go back once again. Once again, I'm going back. Shift F12. Okay. And come here and select that option. Check sorting before read binary search and click on the save button. Okay. And now press F6. Okay. It didn't show. It should show actually this time that your table is not sorted, something like that. Let me start it once again and then we will check. Okay. Just go back, and from fresh we are just going to start F8 and read table settings, change, check sorting before read binary search. Let's see if the data is already sorted. Is it? It looks like it is in sorted order, but still the first 5 Means explicitly we have not written any sort for the internal table, right? But it's basically checking whether your data is there in the sorted order or not. So I think because it's already there in the sorted order, right, that's why it's not giving any kind of error. So what we will do that, let's change the data a little bit. Okay, and we will give one more try, because the meaning of that particular, and we use for that purpose, but here it looks everything is fine, that's why it's not giving the error. So double click over here and click on this change button, and here I'm going to give the 200. Okay, so now it is not in sorted order, right, because after 200 we have the 14, correct? And here once again I'm just going to change, this is a 300, something like that. Let's see. So it should basically give an error, F6, and you can see that incorrect sorting of the rows in the internal table, error, error, error. This time it's giving the error. Okay, so this is how, like, basically we are expecting. Once again, let's go and check it. Slash NSE38, click on this change button, and where is that one? Here, right? A pending table, order by Mattner, just remove. Order by Mattner. I'm just removing, trying to get unsorted data, and and I want to show you that how that option is going to be helpful basically. Right? Is there any another order by? I don't think so, right? Because it is already sorted. Nothing is there, right? It looks good now. Activate this one, press F8, give this, run this one and see if the data is still there in the sorted order. Yeah, this time you can see that your material number is not in the sorted order. Okay, so again this should go into the error. Okay, so F6, and you can see that. So this is how, like, that particular option, if you have enabled, then it will check it. Means it will prevent you to means it will make sure that you are debugging correctly. Okay, that is what that option is. So once again, let's go and run this one. Click on this settings, change debugger settings, right? Check sorting before read binary search, right? So it's just checking, and so even I think if you remove this one, uh, let's see what happens. Just I'm removing and it's not sorted. Okay, so see here, when you have removed that one, what is happening? It's not giving any dump, right? Though it will give you some wrong value. Okay, so that particular option will send you into the error, that will send you into the short dump, and it will make sure that something is wrong, this table is not sorted. That's the benefit actually for that option. Hope you understood the different option. Let's see if anything else. Layer aware, already we are mastering layer aware, right? Layer aware, we are good in the layer aware, we have seen. And display data temperature, I have not used this particular option, data temperature. Need to check what this for. Maybe this get used for the BA or BW, not sure. Okay, so with this, let's stop our today's session over here. In case of any query or question, if you have, just go ahead and ask. So all these things we have covered, and let me just verify how to debug the control framework. This also we have covered. All right. Okay. So This is what. And if you have another five, do you have another 5 to 10 minutes? You know, can you tell me yes or no? If you have another 5 to 10 minutes only, I will show you some another stuff. Okay, just come over here, /n SE38, SE38, and run this one. Run this. Here, IT underscore Mara. Let me show you the different options. Okay, starting from here, which I know. Here position of the current position, current statement. Like if you want to see the current position statement, here it will display. So let me show you. Yeah, come here once again and position on the current statement. All right, position on the current statement. ABAP 195. This is right. Now come over here and go to source code. Go to source code over here. Tools specific. Right. So that particular source code, it will be going over there. It will open into the new window. So that means, like, that option you can explore from here also. You can just click over here and it will take you to the new window, and that place particularly open. So from there also you can go and check it. So this position on the current statement, it will show like where the control is there currently. Okay, go to source code. This is what source code over here: automatic source recognition, ABAP bytecode, and ABAP bytecode debug macro. So this is for the purpose of debugging macro. So macro can be debugged only the ABAP bytecode. For this, I will create one separate video and I will explain over there how you can debug the macro, ABAP macro, which gets created using the define statement. Okay, define. Using the define, we create the macro. So let's suppose, like, if you want to find the corresponding bytecode value, okay, for this IT underscore Mara, let's suppose ABAP bytecode for this. Double click over here and you can see that click on this, yes, that all those codes which you have written is showing over here in the bytecode. Okay, the code which you have written. See, so basically these codes get executed in backend. Okay, not your readable code. Readable code gets converted into the ABAP bytecode, and that bytecode is a kind of machine code, okay, which is going to get executed. Again, go here and go to the ABAP, and again we have converted into the ABAP readable format, right? So those are the different options over there, not very much useful, but for the macro debugging, this option is going to be useful. Okay, other option looks fine. Let me show you the another option from this window. From this window, one tool set here you will see, and another tool set here you will see. And these are the like you for closing tool and other just for replacement and all other things. Just you can explore yourself. This is the service of the tool. Let me show you. This is the important one. Okay. Here you are getting options and customizing save to local file, right? So if you want to save this particular stack into a local file, then you can use this option over here. Search. In this search, like if you want to, let's suppose PAI screen, start of selection in a stack, I want to search. Okay. So here, say program name, program include here the program name, this event type and event, whatever the column name is there, it's coming. And what you want to search, you want to search some debug, right? You want to search the string. Okay, so just I'm going to search that. Click on this OK button. The search was successful and the system has scrolled to the hit, right? So just I've given the debug, wherever it found the debug, it has stopped. So that particular option for searching. And again, like the find next, right? Control G, like that. It will take you the next next debug like that. Okay. Cross role area stack off, right? The same thing which we have just discussed over here. Okay, cross role area stack active. Okay, so from here, like if you want to, cross role area stack, you want to get it off over here, we can use this option, and that then it will show you the current one only. Okay, then it will show you the current one only. So for example, over here, let me quickly show you uh, /h f8 and F9 on submit a statement. Let's put the breakpoint. So internal memory session gets created in two situations. One is the BDC call and another is the submit. The submit one I have shown you. For the BDC call, you just go and check, press F8, and here we are submitting, right? Here we are submitting. So let's enable this. Just change this one. It's already active, right? You can see that it's already active. So press F5. So it's showing you the entire, the previous one also. What you want to do, that you want to deactivate. Okay, so just select this one and you can see that got deactivated. The previous one, it will show you only in the current session. The previous one, it will remove. That's the meaning of that one. If you understood, just type yes, you got. Here you have the stack type ABAP. Just like if you're interested in looking into the ABAP code, you don't want to see the screen and all, just select the ABAP and the 100 and all, everything will go, will be gone. If you are interested in looking only the screen, you can select the screen from there. Okay, and both by default it is going to be both a screen and ABAP. Okay, now come here. These are very important options here you will be looking into. So for example, over here, let's suppose IT underscore Mara. Okay, press F8, just let's run it once again. ROH. Here in IT underscore Mara, you have the various records. Come here, double click. Here, the different options you are getting. Table display in the ALV, like if you want to display this particular table in the ALV, it is very convenient actually. Like if you want to sort this one, you can sort it, ascending, descending, you can search, you can do the filter, right? So the debugger record which you have here in this format, it is going to be very much useful, right? Let's suppose here you have the, let's suppose the more than 100 fields or 200 fields are there, and some of the field which as last is their MATKL, here you want to put in beginning, right? So what you can do, that insert column, here you can put MATKL, put the cursor where you want to do this and give that value. So MATKL will come in beginning. Okay, so you can see that MATKL has come into beginning, so you can insert in beginning like that. Okay, let's suppose mtat you want to put here. So it is very useful basically when you are working in the real-time project, because it will be at last. You will not scroll there till last and you would like to see their value. So here this option you can use for that particular purpose. Now save in a file, right? You can save these records into the Excel, right? Save in a file or text, save in a XML format. One is the Excel, Microsoft Excel, and another is the save in XML, extensible markup language, right? In XML format. See, this data you can upload from the file also. Like in debugger, sometimes what we have to do, that we have to upload the data directly from your. So here all this data you can prepare with the same header, it should match basically the header name, and those should match, and you can upload the data. Go to row, right? Go to row. So go to row means, let's suppose I want to jump into the row number 200. So click on this and give the 200 over here, and it will take you to the 200 directly. That is the meaning of go to row. Find, same find means find, right? search over here, and material number, date, and MTERT, you can start finding it over here, right? Simple. Find next. All right. Column configuration, like if you want to configure the column layout and all for that particular purpose, right? If you, this is just like the column configuration. Okay. And column configuration, position on column. So position on column means, let's suppose I think drag and drop, you can drag and drop, it looks like position on, sorry, position on column means, that means like for example, like let's suppose you have the more than 100 columns, right? And you want to go to that particular column, then this option is going to be useful. Okay. This option, so it will list down all those columns and it will be easy for you to navigate. Let's suppose I want to go to the MBRSS, so it will take you to the MBRSS. Right. So generally, like you will know, come across many times where in internal table you will be having 100 fields, and there you, if you have to navigate that particular option is going to be helpful. Okay. Optimize column width including header, fine. So this is just for optimization. Automatically it will get everything optimized, like in Excel, you know, like we select all those things and click on the border, double click, and everything gets adjusted, right? So let me show you this particular thing. It's so for example, here you just put like this, a span like this, a span like this. Okay. And now optimize column width including header. Okay. Double click over here and automatically you can see that it got adjusted. That is for that purpose. Okay. Here only for the column, not for the header. The second option, reset column configuration to the by default, right? So once you have done any particular column configuration, right, then then it can be reset. So for example, here in the column configuration, let's give some another column, maybe mtart, mtl, let's see that it should be available over here basically, you know. So suppose like I want to get once again the date. Okay. So again, come here, click on this plus button. So like you know, you can adjust your column, like here, like if you want to put some value, once again some more value, maybe this MBRS is here, from here you want to put it over here, you know. So like that, here and there if you want to do for that purpose. MATK, like from here if you want to put it over here, means you can just, you know, configure the column, the simple thing, right? And again, like if you want to, you know, so here this is what the current column configuration, just execute this one and in that way it will be adjusted. Again, if you are going to reset that as how it was earlier, then you can use the reset column configuration. It will come to the by default one. That's the meaning of that. Delete default setting of all the tables. Reset column configuration, we have seen, deletes default setting of all the tables. Not sure, just check. Automatically expand a structure on. Okay, so expand a structure on means you know, the meaning of this means one structure can have the a lot of like value. If you want to see by automatically, it what it will do here, actually this is internal table. Let me see, like if we can get some structure and I can show you over there. And column copy to buffer, this is for the column copy to buffer. So for example, if you want to copy this one, let's suppose this, or maybe this one, you want to copy this, so just select that one and copy column to buffer. Copy this one and notepad, control V. Sorry, why it didn't get copied? It should copy actually in buffer. Let's see if I'm doing something wrong. Let's select this once again and come here and copy column to buffer. Here 5 entries copied to buffer, only 5 entries copy to buffer. Okay, I got it. Not this value, actually this column will get automatically copied. Matner, ERSDI, MTART, MBRSS, and MATKL, right? So several options are there, we generally don't use all those, but just I wanted to let you know like what are the different options. But the important option, uh, you know the important option is here, the last one here, like change selected rows. What happens that many a times we come across that we have to change the selected rows. So that option, we this the last is the frequently used one. Focus over here. Even you don't know all these things, sometimes you may have to this save in file, this option you will have to, the one which we have discussed. Other things you can ignore. Okay, mostly I have used these option a lot. Change selected rows, and in this, like here, just click over here, and here you can see that you can change now the value anything. Okay, 24th we can change to 30, something like that. I press enter, the data will be saved. If you have to change, let's suppose this 5, so select all these things and then come over here and then change selected rows. All those 5 it will be enabled to change. You can go and change and press enter, it will be saved. Another option over here, you can see that let me remove this first, press enter, and now the another option here, delete selected record. So you can select the record. Maybe let's suppose I'm going to select this, this, and this I want to delete. So come here and delete selected records. Okay, it will be deleted from there. So in debugger, but you should have the authorization, and generally developer have the authorization, at least in development and quality system. Append rows, like if you want to append a row, so at last the row will be appended. Okay, so at last, append means how many table row you want to append. Let's suppose 5, so at last 5 rows will be appended. Okay, just to give it over here, 1 2 3, it should come 5, right? Let's see, come here and append row. Here it's telling use template. Okay, it's for the template actually, the template in the sense like how it is there, 283. All right, so I want to use the 283 template. So click on this. Okay, so the 283 template automatically it got copied over here, and if you want to change something over here, so for that is for that purpose actually. Okay, so the number is representing the row number which content will be copied, and there you can go and change. That's the meaning of append. Append will be always appended at last, right? Insert means, let's suppose at the 10th number place you want to insert. So at the 10th number row, just give the row number. Okay, and template again you can use. By default the first row will be used as a template. Click on this OK button. Here the first row value is automatically getting populated, and at the 10th index the record we can create. Okay, so maybe some record we are going to create, something like that. Delete whole table. Sometimes we come across like we'll have to delete whole table. So double click over here from 1 to 293, the whole table I have to delete. Click on this OK button and everything got deleted. So like that you have to do. Okay, so with this, let's stop our session over here. Just go ahead and ask your question. Sajad is telling in our DB table doesn't have data, but still we want to debug. So can we give data for those fields during debugging hard coding? Yes, you can do. You can insert the record as I have shown you in the debugging. Okay. Any other question? I'm going to unmute you, and you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Hi Pankaj, this is Abdul.
Yeah, Abdul. Yes.
Yeah, can you show me like how we place that slash h x option?
Okay. So /hx option, for example, over here you can see that This is still in debugger, right? This session is tied up, right?
Yes.
I want to kill this option. Means I want to kill this session. This session is the part of this main program. When I have run this program, at that particular time, this session got tied up. This is how the new debugger works. Okay. So you have to go to the main program which you have run. Go here /hx, press enter, and that will be automatically gone if that has been created through this. But it looks like it is that has not created through this main program. There is some another program through which that got created. So I think this one. Okay. So here /hx, press enter. No, this one is also not there. Let me go back. Let me close and show you. I think this one. Let's see. Yeah. So this that particular session was tied up with this, and when I have given /hx, that got clear, right? Did you understand?
Yes, yes. So we have to go to that
Main
same
session. Yeah,
selection screen.
correct. Correct.
Yes.
Not the selection screen. See, for example, over here, just you run this one, okay? And you run this one program. So when we are running it over here, you can see that one session got open over here, extra session. There are two sessions at this moment. One is this main session, right? And another is this one, correct? So when you press F8, still, you know, one debugger session is open over here, right? If you want to
Yes.
kill this one, what you have to do, come here /hx, press enter, and that will be gone now. Okay, that is not. So that is.
Okay. So in that setting, in debugger setting, we have one option, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
in check mark option. So
Yeah,
can you go please into that debugging mode?
sure, sure. Yes. Yeah, tell me.
Go and settings option.
Okay, okay. Settings, this one. Do you want this one? Close debugger
Yeah,
after
yeah.
this one?
Close debugger after continue and rule area, and might be. I mean,
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I have not checked that one. Generally, I use /hx. Let's see. That may be that for
it's my
option.
assumption. I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm going back over here, going back and /n/sc38. Run this one, ROH, run this one and press F8 and let's see. So that is not going actually. So it looks like that option is for anything else. Okay.
Okay, okay,
I will
fine.
check that one, I have to explore that particular option, what is for that, and I will let you know. Fine. Or you can also explore, and if you come to know, just create one a small video or simply share in the group. You are part of the inner circle, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, if anyone is not part of the inner circle, make sure to join that one. We will be having the weekly inner circle call on each Sunday. This Sunday we don't have, or maybe next Sunday also not. But again, like now coming onwards, we are going to have the regular session. So be there and you will be informed when the session is going to be
And
start.
IDOC debugging, have you completed? Because
No, IDOC debugging we have not completed, and I have to complete that one. So we are going to discuss that part. Any question before that?
no, no, no. Thank you so much, Pankaj.
Welcome. Any other one?
Pankaj, I just wanted to
Mm.
hurry up. I just wanted to add one more option.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like when you're debugging, it goes to the other session, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you know there's some code error, and when you change the code, and you can update the current source code also,
Right.
the
Yes.
debugger.
Mm.
So that option is also useful in case if you're changing the program and want to check the current values.
Yeah. Means variable value, right?
No, update source code in the debugger. Update current source code.
Okay. I have not used that one. Can you just help me over here? I'm going into
Yeah,
the debugger. Yeah. Press
can you
F8.
go to the debugger
Yeah. Yes.
and go to the options in this in the above uh,
Settings and
settings.
go to this one, right?
Go to yeah, go to
Go
no
to
no not
source.
that one.
Uh-huh.
Settings are miscellaneous.
Okay.
Miscellaneous.
Okay.
Go to miscellaneous. Second one.
Miscellaneous. Yeah.
Load current source code.
Okay. You mean like if I am going to okay, let's go and change something in this program. Okay, slash
Yeah,
o sc38, and here we are going into change mode, and let's just change something like hurry trick. Just save this one and activate this, and now come over here and miscellaneous and load
load
current
current source.
source code. Okay,
You see that it will be updated the current source code.
yes, here you can see that the current source code it has. Thank you very much for sharing, Hari. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Hari. It is
Yeah.
very useful for me.
Yeah, yes, it is going to be very useful. Yes. So sometimes like if we find some issue, maybe we can go back over here using the shift F12, and then we can update the code, and again we can come, so we don't have to restart
Yeah.
again and again. Very good option. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Anyone know, like if you want to share any other tips which you know and we have missed it, please feel free to share.
Hello, I can get one question.
Yes, Srinivas. Yes.
Yeah, generally, whenever we're using DML command, that will update one table, right? Whatever it may be, delete or update, right?
Whenever.
We're using DML command, we can update the only single table, right?
Uh-huh.
Using call transactions, we can update the multiple table, right?
Yeah, call transaction, because that is the transaction, right?
Yeah, yes, we can update multiple table using that, right?
Yeah, how the code is written there, based
Yes,
upon
yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah, using BAPI, whenever we're using update or delete BAPIs, that will
Mm-hmm.
delete the like multiple tables or a single table, that value.
I didn't get your question.
Yeah, whenever you're using update BAPI,
Huh?
so
Update BAPI means what is update BAPI? BAPI
that
PO update.
like methods is there, right? Like create.
BAPI PO create one. Yes. BAPI PO update.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
We can update the using.
Multiple tables. See,
Yeah,
if it
okay,
is
okay.
required to, how the code is written,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you are trying to update whatever the parameters you will be passing, everything will be updated. If that is for the PO update, everything will be updated in the PO, right? If you are changing the value, right? So everything will be updated
Okay, means
if you are
like call
passing the.
transaction, like call transaction that will update the
Hmm.
multiple.
Right. That will
Okay,
update multiple. Yes.
okay. One more.
Mm-hmm.
And in IDOCs, can you explain that change pointer? Suppose in source side they are sending data to target side, but
Mm-hmm.
we are not getting the change pointers, but we are
Fine.
getting the
So for
status code
that,
53
we
in
have
coming
still
days.
2 sessions left,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
2 sessions we have left. One is how to debug the outbound IDOC, and another is how to debug the inbound IDOC.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So these two topics we have to cover. So if we can cover in one session, that is fine, or else we will I will be covering in if required, like I will take the 2 sessions. Okay. So
Oh,
there we are going to discuss. And if you still like if you can't wait, then we have maybe you can go and search on the YouTube. I have created one videos over there, how to debug the outbound IDOC, how to debug the inbound IDOC, pre-recorded video also, you can get it
oh.
over there. But if you want to attend the live, just wait for
Yeah, I can wait.
some time. Actually, next week I'm not available. So next session maybe we will be having on 2 or 3, like that. I will let you know in that WhatsApp group. So be part there in that WhatsApp group, and I
Okay.
will inform. There's two
Can, if you
sessions.
don't mind, can I add the change pointers also? That is also useful to us.
Yeah. So in outbound IDOC, we are going to
Yes.
cover that change point.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. Any other input? Anything else from anyone? Fine then. Thank you very much for attending this session, and I will
Thank
inform you about the next session. Still 2 topics are left that we are going to cover. Hope you have enjoyed all these 10 sessions and you
Hello,
have
Pankaj.
good
One
amount of
question.
learning. Yes,
One
please go
thing.
ahead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yesterday class was I am unable to access. Okay, if you don't mind, can you check your side?
Now also, is it?
Before the today class, I was checked, but at the time
It was
also
not
I'm
working.
unable to
Fine. I will
access.
check. I will check and I will, if requires again upload, and you will be able to see after 2 or 3 hours. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Pankaj,
everyone.
Pankaj,
Yeah. Mhm.
hello.
Yes, Abdul.
Yeah, just wanted to thank you so much because you are helping a lot for a struggling ABAPer.
Thank you,
Okay.
Abdul. Thank you very much for your input. It
Yeah,
inspires me. Yeah.
because
Thank you very much.
you are very helpful. Huh? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet in the next session. I will inform you in the group. Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day.